Hey guys, what's going on? I'm here to make this video on how to set up your target macros for your body and your goals. I'm getting questions all the time lately about like what macronutrient ratios to do, how much protein to get, how many carbs to have, all this kind of stuff. And the bottom line is it's different for every single person. So you're not gonna get it right your very first try. It's not gonna be optimal, but I'm just gonna set up where to start so you can go by and make adjustments. So first off, when I get a client, I'm gonna take their just simple demographics, so their height, their age, male or female, and their weight. And I'm gonna use those numbers, plug it into the TDEE Calculator, which stands for Total Daily Energy Expenditure. Almost forgot. So basically that's going to take into account your energy expenditure throughout the week, how much exercise you're doing, so it determines. So I mean, most clients that come to me are going to be working out 3 to 5 times a week. It'll take into account that, and it'll give you what your maintenance calories are every day based on those demographics. Now, our bodies aren't calculators. That's not necessarily right. And I wouldn't trust that those calories like from the start for a normal client. But if I just had no feedback from them at all, then that's the route I guess I would go if I was just looking at a computer client. So we're just gonna take a pretty basic client because honestly, like the past 2 or 3 males I've gotten have been almost this exact same stats. 22 years old, male, 200 pounds, 5'10", and they're going to work out 3 to 5 times a week. Okay, so pretty much standard guy what their daily energy expenditure is. So we're going to calculate that. All right, and for them, according to the TDEE calculator, there's all kinds of calculators you can use. That's the one I like because it takes into account your basal metabolic rate, your actual calorie expenditure through exercise and daily activity and all that, and combines it into one. So that's why I like to go that route. So for this person to completely maintain their weight, it's saying 2,966 calories per day are needed to not lose a pound, not gain a pound. Now, like I said, our bodies aren't calculators. That's just kind of an estimate, but it's somewhere to start if you're trying to do this for yourself. So we'll just round that up to 3,000 calories a day. Now, you can make progress on just tracking calories, but the way your physique turns out and the actual kind of progress you make is going to be limited if you don't know how to distribute those calories into the proper macro splits. All right, so your 3 macros are your protein, your fats, and your carbs. We're going to start with protein now because that's what I consider most important. So your protein is responsible for you taking protein, your body breaks down amino acids, and then it uses it for recovery. So you can recover from your workouts and grow muscle and keep going back to the gym and keep making more progress. So protein is the most important, especially anyone that's like a bodybuilder or just cares about their physique or wants to gain muscle. Protein's number 1, hands down. So rule of thumb is minimum 1 gram protein for guys. I personally, a minimum 1 gram protein, period, male or female. And then for females, up to about 1.3 grams per pound of body weight, and then for males, I'll go up to about 1.5 grams. So we'll just keep it easy here and say he's a 200-pound male. We'll give him 250 grams of protein or 250 grams of protein to use. So that's about my math's bad. What is that? 250. 200. So that's 1.25 grams. So we're right there in the middle. So if we're having 250 grams of protein for this male, that's going to give us 1,000 calories now. So now out of those 3,000 calories, 1,000 of them are being made up of protein. So now we have 2,000 calories to distribute. Next macro that I consider most important and is essential is your fats. A lot of people leave fats out of the question. They hear fats are bad, or they go extreme one way or the other, a bunch of fats, no carbs, or a bunch of carbs, no fats. I'm not a fan of doing either of those. You need fats for sustained energy. When calories do get low, fats are going to keep you full, so you're not going crazy. They're going to keep you somewhat mentally there, unless you're in those dark days of prep or something. And then people forget fats are a huge play a huge role in hormone regulation, hormone production. If your hormones are all out of whack, you're not going to be making you can diet all you want, you're not going to be getting anywhere. So fats are essential, and I don't think they're taken seriously enough. So rule of thumb I like to go by for fats is about half gram per pound of body weight. Now that's relatively on the high side. Some people go as low as a 0.25 grams per pound of body weight. I think right now I'm at like 0.4 or 0.5 maybe. No, right now I'm at 0.25 because we're pretty low in prep right now. But to start out, I always like to start high with people and then cut them back to figure out what's going on, figure out how they handle things, because if you start high, you got somewhere to move. So we're going to start at half a gram of fat per pound of body weight. So 200-pound male, so we're looking at 100 grams of fat. So fat is 9 calories per gram. So that 100 grams of fat is going to give you 900 calories. So now, out of those 3,000 calories, we have 1,000 coming out from protein, 900 coming out from fat. So we have 1,100 calories left. Now we can fill those 1,100 calories with carbs. So carbs are 4 calories per gram. So all I'm going to do is take that 1,100 calories and divide it by 4. So now we have 275 carbs to fill with however you please. The reason I like doing it this way is carbs aren't technically essential. You can argue fiber is, and when it comes to bodybuilding and when it comes to wanting to feel good and having a balanced diet, carbs are essential. But when you're starting to make adjustments, carbs are always the first thing to go, to get lower, because you can operate on a lot less carbs than you think. So, but carbs are important for us and important for people that want to build muscle because they're going to be your body's first source of energy. Most of us are working out and are doing glycogen depleting exercising. So, high volume weight training where you're breaking down muscle and you're depleting your muscles with glycogen. So those carbs are going to restore that glycogen in your muscles, which will allow your muscles to utilize the amino acids to recover, and therefore you'll grow muscle and progress. So I'll go 275 carbs. That'll give us leftover 1,100 calories. We're at 3,000 calories a day, 250 grams of protein, 100 grams of fat, and 275 grams of carbs. That's how I would start with this fake client that I just made up. 5'10", 200 pounds, male, 22 years old. That's how I would start if I had no other feedback from them. And then based on their goals, 9 times out of 10 people come to me wanting to lose weight, keep muscle, build muscle while losing fat, which is possible. So I would start them there. I'd keep them there at that 3,000 calories with those macros for anywhere between 1 and 4 weeks, just to find where their true metabolic rate is, because like I said, our bodies aren't calculators. That person might actually be burning 3,500 calories a day. They might actually be burning 2,400 calories a day. We're all different. So that's where I would start. If they don't gain any weight or lose any weight for the very first week, then it's a safe bet that is right around their metabolic rate, and we can probably go in to start making adjustments towards their goals, which, like I said, would be lowering carbs first, because as long as we keep them around training and they're not crazy low, and then as we get lower, we implement carb refeeds to keep muscle fullness and prevent losing a bunch of size, then that's what we'll do. But for about 1 to 4 weeks, I'll keep them on here just to figure out their metabolic rate. I don't like going into any cut really fast unless the person really, really knows how much they've been eating. If they came to me and they used to track or something like that, then we might be able to go into something quicker. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to try to learn a client's body first and then go from there. So that's pretty much that's the route you can go if you're trying to figure out your own macro split. I'm not all about the ratios. A lot of people come, they're asking, what macro ratio do you do? 35% protein, 35% carbs, 30 fat, or 40-40-20 or some crazy thing like that. Most people that actually know what's going on don't do that. That's kind of a textbook thing. It doesn't always yield the best results, because we all have different requirements, and for our goals, we need certain things. So that's how I do it. If it helps, great. If it doesn't, I'm really sorry. Next time around, I'm going to have Emily here because she's a lot better at this than I am. And we're going to talk about what foods to fill those macros with, because it can be a real headache, and not everyone is good at hitting their target macros as close as possible. I use simple bro foods, so it's not really fun for me just to show you a bunch of chicken and rice. But Emily gets a lot more creative and is a lot better at hitting macros and being flexible. So that's for next time. If you like this kind of stuff and you think it was alright, let me know. Give it a like or something. If you don't like it and think I suck, let me know and I'll work on it. Alright? Thanks a lot. I'll see you soon.